What's up, everybody? Skeleton Crew premiered its first 2 episodes yesterday, and it was honestly a shocking start for the show. Before we get into the breakdown, make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on videos and streams throughout the week. But enough from me, let's get into the premiere. Skeleton Crew got off to an incredible start, paying homage to George Lucas and A New Hope in the opening scene of that movie. Instead of Vader and stormtroopers, we got pirates here, featuring some decently cool aliens and the Shistavinin that looked damn good. I'd also say it definitely sounded like Jude Law when Captain Silvo spoke, and this would explain why he's in the pirate brig, but that's next episode. This was an incredible opening scene for the show. Then it's on to the exposition, getting to know these 4 new kids or 2 sets of friends. It was fine, it was far from special, but it got the job done, and Wim's side of things and his interactions with Neil are one of the best parts of the show, but Wim's also, he's just one of us. He's a fan of the Jedi and of this galaxy, and he just wants to explore it. It's a great reminder of the kid inside ourselves. However, and this is confirmed in episode 2, but this planet just gave me weird vibes right off the bat. On the other side of things, Fern's mom, Farah, was a boring career lady at the school earlier in the episode, and she seems to be one of the elites from Ad-Adin. It kind of feels like a Fallout bunker situation, just without all the nuclear war and all that fun stuff, but definitely feels like some weird Republic base or something going on at Ad-Adin. But it's also kind of crazy that instead of, getting a bicycle like a normal kid, kids on Ad-Adin and in Star Wars get speeders, which are pretty much just motorcycles. It's just crazy, but John Watts did a good job utilizing that stuff in this episode. There were multiple strong scenes featuring the bikes, and it was honestly surprising because I remember seeing those set leaks from making Star Wars of them filming these scenes, and let's just say I was a tad bit concerned. I thought most of this stuff was, at the very least, fun though. I wouldn't say any of it was great, but I love the character Neil. He steals the show over the first 2 episodes, and I will say it's a lot closer to Goonies in terms of quality and just the overall vibe you get watching it than I expected it to be. The first episode comes to a close as the kids end up going out to search what Wim believes to be a Jedi temple. He references the temples that could, for lack of a better term, hide underground, and we of course saw that in Dave Filoni's Star Wars Rebels with the temple on Lothal that Kanan and Ezra access. Then Neil gets stuck inside the vents in the ship, and that provided me with a much needed laugh. Then Wim, being the curious mind he is, hits the flashing green button, and the kids realize they're not in a Jedi temple, they're in a starship. This sequence was a solid way to close things out, and I'm glad we got at least to the start of their adventure by the end of episode 1 here. But I actually ended up really enjoying this first episode. The score from Mick Giacchino was incredible. I don't know about the credit music though, I'm kind of mixed on it, but the story, it wasn't half bad, and that opening scene was just so damn cool. Then, much like the first episode, we got off to a great start with episode 2, as I thought that shot of the ship coming out of hyperspace all chaotically was amazing. Just a great visual to start things off with. However, I thought they could have played the droid bit out for this entire episode. If I'm being really honest, it's not like it was a long episode, and maybe channel a little bit of the Alien movies instead of where it ends up going here. We did get a couple of planets mentioned though, 2 of which I'm personally familiar with, and I think I figured out what the third one is referencing. The first is Adawan, which was featured in Star Wars Rebels, and it's also the home of the Bendu. Then we got Aldani, which is from Andor. It's the planet where we see the heist go down, and where we got the best shot in all of Star Wars with the Eye of Aldani. The final one then, the one I'm not 100% sure about, was Al Alcor, and it could be a nod to Supreme Chancellor Alcor from the Old Republic era. But if you know the planet or have another thing in mind that it could be, let me know down in the comments below. Anyway, SM-33 takes the kids, who he thinks to be new pirates, to a pirate spaceport, and I'm not sure what species this little taxi driver was, but the fact that Danny DeVito wasn't the voice of this creature is absolutely criminal. Also, the show started to lose me in this market area, unfortunately, as I just kind of found it to be boring despite a couple of cool alien designs. Then my suspicions about their home planet at Aden were confirmed, as nobody in the spaceport, including their droid SM-33, knows of the planet, or they think it's a myth. I referenced Fallout earlier in the video, but it also reminded me a little bit of Don't Worry Darling, where they're like out in the desert in that secluded town, and I wonder if it's like a secret build site for either the New Republic, which the Republic is mentioned in the episode, or for the Imperial remnants. After that, the show started to have some of the same problems as the Kenobi show did with their young Princess Leia, especially the stuff on Dayu and even that first chase when she's kidnapped. It's a bit better here, but at the same time, at this point, I kind of had the realization that we, the audience, kind of just have to accept it's unavoidable with these type of scenarios in these shows where there's kind of kid actors involved. It's gonna happen. The premiere wrapped up as the kids are taken to the brig where they meet Jude Law's character, but I still believe we met him in that opening scene of the show where that heist went bad. Then I would assume the Shistavanen pirate took over as captain and threw Jude Law in the brig, but he's a pirate and a Jedi apparently, as he hears the kids talking about Ad Adin and seems to be interested, levitating the keys into the cell. Now, I thought episode 2 was a bit weaker than episode 1, but it wasn't necessarily bad. There were some strong visuals throughout, and I'm very, very interested in this concept of Jude Law's potential pirate Jedi. Overall, I'd say it was a 7 out of 10 premiere for the show, so not too bad. And so that'll do it for my breakdown of the first 2 episodes from Skeleton Crew. It got off to a stronger start than I expected, but then again, I'm not quite sure what I expected other than a fun story set in the galaxy far, far away, and that's what it's been for the most part. Let me know what you thought of the premiere though down in the comments below, and make sure you have a great day.